Some people move through life's challenges with ease, while others keep hitting invisible walls. What if the only thing standing between you and the abundance craving your presence is a rule you haven't learned yet? In this video, you're about to remember what your spirit has always known, the secret moves that unlock wealth, not just for your bank account, but for your soul. Don't blink, and don't scroll away. Every moment you stay is another step deeper into your awakening. Watch until the end, because your breakthrough could be one insight away. Every thought formed takes root in the soil of consciousness. Each whisper spoken inside, the quiet words that shape moods, expectations, and energy, forms the blueprint of reality. This inner dialogue, rarely noticed yet endlessly woven, is the master craftsman of experience. When self-talk is kind, hopeful, and faithful, it lifts the spirit. When it is fearful or doubting, it drains the heart. The mind's landscape becomes the stage upon which life's drama unfolds. The power to choose inner words is an unfailing gift. Suffering stems not from circumstances, but from the labels and stories given to them. When thought turns gentle and words grow patient, avenues of understanding open. The smallest change in inner speech produces a ripple, shifting the direction of a day, a relationship, or a destiny. Self-talk is the invisible hand guiding outcomes. Expectations are prophetic, beliefs transform into fact. A subtle certainty arises when one honors the language within, with intention, the words uttered quietly. I am enough, I am safe, I am cherished, become shields against discouragement and seeds for miracles. Each positive phrase strengthens resolve for healthy action. Stories spun in the mind are not mere fantasy, they are the paving stones of tomorrow's path. Attuning inner dialogue to the good, the true, and the beautiful fosters an environment where abundance and peace are possible. Instead of waging battle with doubt, choose faith-filled language. With this shift, reality itself softens and bends in favor. It is this gentle power, ever present and rarely acknowledged, that is the quiet engine of all genuine transformation. Each spoken word possesses a force that shapes the unseen. When utterances emerge with clarity and faith, hearts and circumstances bend to meet them. Life moves in response to conviction held in language, a living wand in hand, drawing the blueprint of manifestation. The words chosen consciously today gather form and momentum, becoming the foundation for tomorrow's blessings. Empty declarations carry no power. Only words spoken with belief take on direction and weight. Sentences molded with intention carve a path through uncertainty. If the mind's speech is tangled in fear or lack, the path narrows and darkens. If it is lively with solutions and hope, possibilities multiply in every direction. Speaking with assurance invites doors to open naturally. True change begins with observation. Notice the phrases repeated throughout the day. Are they laced with doubt or brimming with expectancy? Replace habitual stories of weakness with words that affirm strength, success, and harmony. This conscious recasting sets new events in motion, often with astonishing speed. A word once spoken cannot be recalled. Its energy ripples through time, returning as experience. Speech is sacred. By treating every sentence as a tool of divine design, the potential to sculpt one's world grows. Unearth the habit of blessing situations, speaking possibility over challenges, and naming the outcome as already won. The invisible hand of providence completes the rest, catalyzing the reality that first took shape through confident and loving words. The universe reflects the nature of the soul's interior. Inner dialogue lays the template upon which life's responses are cast. If the conversation within is generous and compassionate, so too is the world that meets you. Each thought and sentence corresponds precisely to a counterpart in outer experience. This law, subtle yet unbreakable, mirrors the condition of consciousness in potential and challenge alike. Conduct a gentle inventory of the phrases that repeat in the mind. These are instructions to the unseen architect. Worry written in thought forms will attract circumstances to reflect it. Faith, spoken with conviction, collects evidence of good fortune and serendipity. Reality never argues with intentions, it simply reflects them patiently and without judgment, until a change is made at the source. To harness the law of correspondence, cultivate silence and awareness. Before responding in thought to a challenge, pause and frame the situation with grace. This too shall serve a good purpose. Watch the effect as outer events gradually echo this quiet wisdom. Every heartfelt mental statement sent forth collects in the spiritual ether, seeking its equal manifestation. This principle, older than time, assures that each moment holds the seed for transformation. The language of the soul plants itself in the fabric of life, reaping a harvest tailored by the spirit of the words sown. Choosing wisely, both in thought and tongue, one finds the world reflecting blessings far beyond what the eye can see. Deep within the subconscious mind are beliefs old as childhood, often unseen but never inactive. These silent convictions shape self-talk, which in turn directs events and choices. When outcomes repeat or abundance seems withheld, it is not fate at work, but hidden scripts playing their part. To change the story, trace the thread to its origin. Begin with honest inquiry. What have I been told about success, happiness, or love? Such beliefs, learned early or inherited from others, cling silently until brought into the light. When repeated as self-talk, they bind the spirit to old patterns and hinder progress. Many fears about worth, potential, or prosperity are simply echoes handed down and mistaken for truth. Unravel these bonds by replacing them with new truths. With gentle persistence, declare counterstatements. I am worthy of success. My good flows unceasingly. Speak these words not as mere wishes, but as anchors for new realities. Over time, the mind begins to accept the new script, and life responds with open doors and unforeseen blessings. Liberating the subconscious from limitation is a spiritual act of courage. Every time an old pattern is challenged with a higher word, freedom grows. The journey is not one of force, but of loving redirection. Patience, compassion, and consistency are the keys. As the inner narrative shifts, so too does the pattern of events, making way for a life as abundant as the mind allows. Within each heart lies the power to release struggle and place burdens in safe, unseen hands. Casting burdens is not a denial of difficulty, but a conscious surrender of tension, choosing to trust that help, wisdom, and healing are always present. Each problem, when handed over to the inner spirit, loses its weight and urgency. Anxiety gently recedes as confidence grows that a greater order is working things out with quiet strength. The act of casting a burden begins with words. Speak your challenge aloud or in thought. I let this go. I give it over to higher wisdom. There is peace in the declaration, and a clarity that comes from admitting limits. In that moment, the mind steps out of worry and into trust. This is not escape, but engagement with deeper resources, inviting intuition, grace, and inspired solutions into the situation. Transformation happens not by holding tight, but by the willingness to let go. Each time the mind loops toward doubt, pause, and repeat the release. This is handled perfectly. Answers are already on the way. These phrases shift the current of inner talk and open space for new ideas. As resistance softens, outcomes arrive with less effort, often bringing greater fulfillment than struggle ever could. The practice of casting burdens becomes a way to live lightly, unburdened by outcomes and unafraid of uncertainty. It cultivates a gentle faith that, though unseen, is more real than circumstance. The visible world reorganizes around the peace established within. Each act of surrender writes a new line in the script of life, one that testifies to the quiet power of trust over force. Life returns what is given out in thought, emotion, and word. This law, subtle yet unchanging, acts without judgment, mirroring inner patterns in outward results. Resentment and harsh self-talk close doors, binding mind and spirit to cycles of struggle. Forgiveness, when released from the heart, unties these knots and invites fresh possibilities to enter. Words rich with forgiveness create freedom on both sides. When the mind softens toward another and releases old grievances, a space opens for joy, creativity, and abundance to rush in. Holding on to blame, whether for others or oneself, anchors the soul in a past that cannot be changed. Each moment of release is a step forward into fresh opportunity. True prosperity is not measured by possessions, but by the openness of the heart, the act of forgiving, spoken gently each day. I release all bitterness. I wish them well, fertilizes the ground for every kind of good fortune. The law of return ensures that generous thoughts circle back multiplied, old debts dissolve, and new channels for wealth unfold naturally. The most profound transformation begins on the inside. Letting go of anger and judgment, in self-talk and action, clears the path for blessings to flow. Prosperity is a reflection of the spirit, abundant in love, rich in gratitude, and free to receive every good thing. Resistance saps energy and entangles the mind in struggle. When focus lingers on what is unwanted, barriers grow higher, inviting more of what is being battled. The principle of non-resistance offers a new path. By accepting what is without inner protest, space opens for change. Acceptance is not agreement with difficulty, but a peaceful acknowledgement that allows the heart to calm and vision to clear. In practice, non-resistance looks like gentle words whispered to oneself. This too has a place. I allow it, and I move forward. Such language removes the sting from adversity and dissolves the knots of tension. The situation, no longer dominated by struggle, often begins to resolve quietly and unexpectedly. Life flows again, unchecked by bitterness or clinging. Letting go invites solutions that force cannot reveal. Where once there was a fight, there is now a doorway, opportunity disguised as a challenge. With each act of inner surrender, resources emerge from unseen places and helpers appear without warning. Non-resistance draws order out of chaos and beauty from the routine. To choose non-resistance is to trust in the intelligence of life. Instead of being swept away by frustration, the soul becomes an anchor, stable, flexible, and deeply at peace. Events shift in response, bending toward resolution and harmony, as the inner talk aligns with quiet acceptance and hopeful expectation. A dimension exists within each being, deeper than thought or circumstance, weaving a pattern more profound than worldly logic can grasp. The fourth dimensional self, spirit, higher intuition, inner guide, is always present, offering wisdom and vision beyond daily worries. It is not limited by appearances or bound by old narratives. Speaking with this aspect of self transforms all inner dialogue. When seeking guidance, phrase thoughts in this spirit. Show me the way. I am willing to see differently. Such words lift the mind out of habitual limits and into creative possibility. The invisible self responds with gentle nudges, new ideas, and a quiet conviction that transcends fear. Living from this deeper center brings a lightness to life. Problems become puzzles, not punishments. Solutions often arrive in the form of unexpected inspiration, an idea in the morning, a chance encounter in the afternoon. This inner guide works silently, directed by faith and openness in self-talk. Nurture communication with the higher dimension through phrases grounded in trust and invitation. Invite insight with simplicity and gratitude. The more the inner conversation honors this deeper self, the more visible its gifts become. Order, peace, and abundance emerge, shaping outer reality in ways both surprising and beautiful. The mind often harbors silent whispers of lack, seeds planted early and nurtured by doubt. This scarcity programming convinces the soul that resources, opportunities, or love are limited, a lie that tightens chains and blocks flow. Abundance consciousness is the profound remedy. It shifts the narrative inward, declaring that enough exists for all and enough belongs to you. This awareness begins in simple inner speech. I am open to receive all good now. These words invite energy to circulate freely. Cultivating a mindset rich with gratitude and expectation rewires perception. What seems scarce blossoms into plenitude. This is not wishful thinking, but a spiritual law working beneath conscious sight, amplifying every generous intention. Contrast arises when listening to the voice of scarcity. It says, "Not enough," "Too late," or "I am unworthy." These phrases act as invisible barriers, shaping experiences of limitation. By identifying and replacing these messages with statements of plenty and worthiness, the inner landscape transforms from desert to garden. Living in abundance consciousness aligns self-talk with universal generosity. Blessings begin in the spirit before they manifest in form. This mindset invites miracles and multiplied fortunes, unfolding as gentle proof that what you affirm deeply carries tangible weight and power. Thoughts anchored in the present moment hold magnetic force. Speaking in the present tense suspends doubt and invites manifestation into now. Language, such as I am, I have, or I live, draws energies as if what is declared already exists. This creates a vibrational signature aligned with reality's unfolding. The power of present tense creation is clarity. Future tense weakens intention. Past tense binds to limitation. Living as if as a mindful practice rewires the mind to accept new truths. It's an act of faith paired with action, convincing subconscious layers that the desired is happening now, reshaping expectation and experience alike. This approach also sharpens focus and motivation. When affirming in real time, the heart knows its purpose and pushes forward. Opportunities appear as a natural response. This method engages the whole being, mind, body, and spirit in a harmonious agreement to bring dreams into form without delay. Every sentence spoken in the present becomes a brushstroke painting your life's canvas today. It is a commitment to creation grounded in now, dynamic, alive, and powerful beyond measure. Loving oneself is not indulgence, but a sacred foundation. Approval from within nurtures confidence and signals permission for growth. Self-love acts as fertile soil for the seeds of purpose, inviting the divine blueprint to reveal itself. Without this internal acceptance, the soul's design remains hidden, waiting for recognition. This internal harmony naturally alters self-talk, from judgment to encouragement, from doubt to celebration. "I am worthy of joy and success" becomes a lifeline. This affirmation embodies alignment with the greater plan, releasing resistance born of fear or shame. Self-approval whispers to destiny that readiness exists for manifestation. Recognizing the divine design within offers peace amid uncertainty. It removes the pressure of conquest or struggle, replacing it with trust in unfolding wisdom. This trust reflects in every phrase spoken silently, acting as a compass that guides choices and opens pathways previously unseen. With self-love as a cornerstone, the spirit moves fluidly toward purpose. Approval of one's worth creates space for abundance, health, and fulfillment. It is the quiet revolution that changes not only what happens, but how life is lived, resonating with the sacred order of being. Life unfolds not by chance, but by the conscious echoes of inner speech. Each thought and word is a move on the invisible board where destiny is played. Those who master their inner dialogue win quietly, not by force or struggle, but by aligning with deeper law and wisdom. Life becomes a dance, graceful and intentional. This silent revolution starts in solitude yet ripples outward, touching every aspect of existence. As awareness of inner speech grows, so too does power. The game is no longer against external forces, but a harmonious play with spirit, where every word creates and renews reality. To embrace this truth is to reclaim sovereignty over experience. It transforms obstacles into lessons, scarcity into abundance, and fear into fearless faith. Conscious creation unfolds like a sacred melody, inviting the soul to co-author the symphony of becoming. Step into this game with reverence and joy. Speak life with intention. Trust the unseen currents carrying your words forward. In this quiet mastery, the spirit triumphs, and the world reflects the beauty born within. If you would like, I can also provide this full script formatted for video narration or further break down any point into more practical applications or affirmations.